If I don't want people to see my backdrop for whatever reason. That's probably super loud on the microphone, but that's okay. So I ordered it.
Oh, are you recording now?
I am recording now.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll get into introductions and whatnot in a minute.
Okay.
Make sure that this is good. We are recording. We have been for 4 minutes. Although I'm probably gonna cut a little bit of that out, but that's fine.
Yeah, you edit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I bought it. They shipped it to me. They also shipped me a teleprompter,
Okay.
which I have no need for that whatsoever. So I was like, I could be a dick and just be like, awesome, I got a teleprompter, a $200 teleprompter. Ooh. But I was like, I don't need it. So I messaged them. I was like, hey, you guys sent me the wrong thing. I'm gonna send it back.
Yeah.
Give me a refund. And then they were like, oh, our bad. Sorry about that. And then the moment they sent me that email, I looked on my outside my door, and my actual green screen was there. And I was like, oh. And I was like, hey, you guys you just sent me both. And they still refunded it when they got the teleprompter back. I was like, so I just got a green screen for free, which is great.
Awesome.
But, yeah, people are probably wondering, who are you talking to? I meant to ask you that beforehand.
Yes.
What would you prefer? You don't prefer your full first name, right?
No, I go by Ness.
Ness, right.
Yeah.
And I had asked, I don't know if you follow like Overwatch or anything at all.
Not really.
No, I had a guy on who he was a retired Overwatch player.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come to the store a lot too. And I was like, do you want me to put Alex, or do you want me to put Ajax? Do you want me to put Ness, or do you want me to put like your Instagram handle, or like what do you prefer?
Me?
Yeah.
That's tricky because all my social medias are private.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I'm pretty antisocial, but I mean, how wide is your audience? Can I plug my Depop shop?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of the reason why I started this is because I have a lot of friends that have stuff like that. I'll plug it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now?
If you want to, yeah, go for it. There's
Okay.
no structure here whatsoever.
All right. Well, depop.com/Ixies, like in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
And I spell it IKSEEZ.
Yep.
So depop.com/Ixies.
I'm very happy you said that, because the first time I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I saw that on there, and I was like, Ixie?
Yeah, Ixies.
I was like, what is this supposed to be? So it makes sense now.
So when I was teaching myself Yu-Gi-Oh and reading the little manual,
the best way to learn.
The best way to learn. I mean, it got me started, right? But in the manual, it said, XYZ, and in parentheses pronounced Ixies.
Oh, they wrote that out there?
They wrote that there.
I didn't even know that.
Or at least I remember it.
I'm supposed to
and
be
that's
judge.
where I got it from. Because I thought it was XYZ.
Right. I mean, and there's still some people that will pronounce it like XYZ something.
Only elitists.
Yeah. Only assholes. Now, that reminded me too, because I was thinking before you got here, I was like, where did I meet you? And at first I was like, oh, it was through work. And I was like, oh, wait, no.
No?
Yeah. Because before you worked there, you came up, I think, to the front, and you were asking somebody to sit down and like go through Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that with you.
Yeah.
And it was me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, that was technically the first time I ever met you.
Yeah, so I had been, before I worked at I had been there for like Yu-Gi-Oh locals. And I remember my first locals was on my 26th birthday.
Oh, I remember that too, actually. Yeah.
And the first person I played was you when you were playing True Draco and I was playing Barrier Stone.
I was just like, all right.
And you ended up giving it to me because it was my birthday, and I was like, oh.
I'm not gonna that. All right, let me.
First time, I'm
gonna throw that to chat. I'm not gonna sit there and beat somebody up on their birthday and then just be like,
the first time that I was playing, too. That was really nice.
That's a scum move.
And then I went and I beat some ABC deck.
Probably Damien. It's interesting. So do you grew up with like Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that like a?
I mean,
thing?
So when I was a kid, like I was into anime, but in Puerto Rico, like gender norms back then were.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
And so the girls liked Sailor Moon.
Sure.
And the boys liked Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And so I was like, never so into it, but like my cousins and stuff would play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I thought it was really cool. So I didn't really like super get into it until I was older.
Anyway, I've heard that like certain anime in Puerto Rican or in Puerto Rico or like other, I don't know what the correct term is, like Spanish-esque. Hispanic.
Yeah.
Is that the correct? Somebody corrected me on that before, like using Hispanic as a catch-all, I guess, for
people who speak Spanish.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back to Hispanic. So like I've heard that like anime was a little bit different in those cultures, whereas like stuff that didn't catch on in like the main like U.S. Caught on like insane, like Saint Seiya, I think it is.
So I've heard that about Latin American anime or anime in Latin America, like being played in Latin America, but not in. I don't think it was like that in Puerto Rico because we got the same anime that you guys got in the States.
Sure, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
we had like Cartoon Network and stuff. We didn't.
It's still like a U.S. territory, so
right?
Like
and so, like, but it's like under the same censorship that you guys have. You know what I mean? So whatever's censored for you will be censored for us because we're just getting it from you. But I'm like, if I lived in or like Argentina or something, then it would be totally different because they don't censor things like we do.
That's crazy. Somebody was talking to me about some anime. It was actually somebody who I didn't think even watched anime. Oh no, I think it was Flip. And this bug's pissing me off.
I know there's like two of them.
I'm like, go away. I don't know where they came from. But they were talking to me about how there was some anime where there's like this chick. She's like got, I don't know, is it not telepathy? Telekinesis, yeah. And she's just like killing these people, like twisting their heads off, necks and whatnot. Just violent blood everywhere, but her tits were censored. And I was just like, all right, wait a minute.
Yeah,
like, what are we doing here?
That makes sense.
But I've always thought about that as like the U.S. censorship of stuff is kind of weird.
It's just sex based.
Yeah, but like it's guns too. Like they do something like the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, like with like the finger pointing and
I guess
shit
so,
like that.
which is surprising because you would think Americans they love their guns, right?
Right.
I don't know. It was a different time back then too.
Sure.
I don't know how like politicized guns were.
I'm trying to think if there's an anime that's been out recently that has had guns in it that hasn't been censored.
I can't think of any.
I mean, granted, part of the thing that censored Yu-Gi-Oh and some of those shows was 4Kids. That's a whole nother,
of course.
like,
that's just in its own.
That's just
4Kids is in its own. But I'm sure someone listening will message you about an anime
like,
that
list of just like
I'm sure there is. Like I told you before, I was very surprised when you came to me because I'm not an anime expert.
Okay, so now but go ahead.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, I just have like a normal experience with anime. I'm not like a guru or anything.
So my experience is probably so little that you would come off as a guru to me.
Okay.
So that may be the reasoning. Because, like, I mean, I've watched, like, I only go out of, like, mainstream stuff very, very rarely. Like, I've watched, like, the basic bitch, like, stuff. Like, Naruto, One Piece.
Death
Note. There's a couple that I think I have that maybe people don't watch or haven't watched. Like, Log Horizon. Code Geass, I feel like is pretty.
Code Geass,
pretty mainstream.
Yeah, it is mainstream.
I just watched this one that's called Overly Careful Hero. It's like this. It's a funny isekai, basically, where like the guy, they bring this dude in, he's supposed to be a hero or whatever, and then he ends up just like. He beats everyone, but he's just like, no, I got to train some more, or he's just waste a whole bunch of time training. But it's funny. It's a good one. But man, that's weird. I like the fact that I end up having people pick in one way or have them pictured in my head in one way, and then actually get a chance to sit down and talk with them completely.
I know. I know.
But
everyone thinks I'm mean, but I'm not actually mean. Well, can I curse? Yeah, everyone thinks I'm a bitch when they first meet me.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently I come off abrasive, I think is the word that Isaac used. Abrasive.
I think that you just what's the word? I think you know when somebody is wasting your time. I guess.
I don't think so. I think I know when people are being creeps.
Yeah,
and then that's the difference.
I guess. Do you have you had a lot of that, just like creepy
in my life?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
A lot. Not just the, but like other jobs that I had before, and especially at Universal.
Well, okay, so
yeah.
Oh well, at Universal that's definitely happened, but like this is not excusing this behavior. It's ridiculous, but you do a lot of cosplay stuff, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like very common.
Yes.
Yeah. Like there's just I've only done it 1.5 times. Let's say half because the second time I didn't care. I literally had like I don't know if you play Guilty Gear.
No.
You seen the little? There's a guy with a paper bag on his head. Like that's it.
So that was it.
Yeah, that was it. So, I've gone to. I used to go to AFO a lot. I used to go every year.
It's a good con. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't gone in at least.
I went like
3 years.
I think I went like 2 years ago, and it was like. Oh wait, no, that was Holiday Matsuri. Never mind. No, Holiday Matsuri is huge.
Though. Oh, okay. I've never been to that.
Really?
No, I have no. Like, what kind of?
It's Christmas themed.
Christmas themed anime convention.
Yeah, it's in December, so everyone does like Christmas versions of cosplays. There was a Yugi that had like a Santa hat on each of his spikes.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So, but that one's getting pretty big. I don't know. I guess I haven't been in AFO in a while. But
they've had like some very bumpy moments, I guess. But their whole thing with me was the convention became more of like a vending hall than it did anything else, and I was just like, wait, so I'm paying X amount of dollars to go to this place to spend more money, and I was like, I could just buy this stuff.
Was it still at the same hotel? Because that
they changed it one
small.
year, and then they came back to the Hyatt, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the last year I went, I had fun. Like it's a good time, but it's very boring. Like
I get you. Yeah.
But I've noticed like the whole cosplay culture, I guess, from the outside, like a glance, but like I've never really sat down and had a long conversation with a cosplayer. So it is like
I'm not like a professional or anything.
Right. But like you definitely.
But I do. Yeah. I had like my peak cosplay years, which is like when I was producing the most and just like investing a lot of time and effort into it, and it was really cool because like I did everything. I never like commissioned anything. Not that it's bad to commission; it's very good to commission.
Save
but
yourself time.
Right, but I was just doing it all myself, and like going to a bunch of cons and like honestly, they were like pretty happy years. I met a lot of really cool people.
That's good.
And like went around to a bunch of different places and crafted a lot. I don't do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
Mainly because I feel like this is so bad to say, but the cosplay scene became so oversaturated that I felt kind of like defeated by it.
Yeah, like what was the point of me keep trying to do this thing?
Right. It's like now everyone's doing it and it's just a lot of people and the competition is like fierce. And when it came to cosplay, I was very competitive.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't entering competition, but I compared my things to other people's a lot. And I don't know, like after a while I just felt like that kind of drained me of funds and also like
it probably saps a lot of the enjoyment out of it too, you know?
So when I realized that it was becoming like too much about the competition, I kind of took a step back.
That's probably right.
But with that said, I did cosplay for like a really long time. So I had all sorts of different things happen. I remember when I cosplayed as Yugi.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah. I went to MegaCon and a bunch of drama happened.
Oh, no.
Okay. And I was talking to my friend. We were like standing on the sidewalk outside. And I'm just kind of like crying into his chest. And all of a sudden, a fucking car stops in the middle of, what's that, iDrive?
Yeah.
a car just stops and the girl gets out and she's like, "Can I take a picture with you?"
Just following.
Yeah, and just like my eyeliner's like this, and I'm like, what? And she just and she just ran next to me, like ran up to me, I guess, and just like snapped a selfie, got back in her car, just took off.
It's like,
I'm like, are you trying to kill someone?
How late in the day was it? Like
afternoon.
All right, she was
closer
drunk.
to 4 or something. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, there's no way.
Traffic was crazy that day too. I was like, how do you? I mean, is it that good? Like, I guess I did a good job. Yeah.
I think sometimes people have a disconnect of trying to figure out, or I guess just not knowing social norms when it comes to some stuff like that, where they see somebody that is interesting or whatever in a crowd of people, and they're just immediately expecting, like, hey, do this thing with me, like interact with, like, do this thing, and it's like, but
it's maybe, like you're a Disney character.
Yeah, it's like we're not always on,
right.
But
and so I know that there's been a lot of talk about that like in the latest years in the con community. There was a movement called "Cosplay is Not Consent," and I thought,
I remember that.
And I thought like that was really good to for people to have like the etiquette of it like written down actually somewhere where you should be like, you should not do these things. This is not the correct way to behave. Cosplayers don't owe you pictures. They don't owe you. Not that I didn't like to take pictures, but at some points you're just like running or trying to meet someone or something, and you don't have time, and people got really offended. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of creeps. But honestly, it was pretty fun overall.
I wonder how one would rid that type of. I guess you
person.
Can't. Yeah, like
they're everywhere.
You really can't. I guess
you can. But honestly, like I figured out the way that I do it now is I just shut it down immediately. If someone comes up to me and they're being a creep, I will dead ass just leave them talking, turn around, and leave. Because what do? If you're nice, they won't. They won't. Okay. They'll keep going. Right. Yeah. And then if you're mean, then you're a bitch. So I just do nothing.
No, I mean, I think I don't know. I'm trying to think now in like the long time that I've done anything with anime or just like in social. I'm sure there's been many times where I've come across really creepy, but like
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm old. I'm getting like there's no way that in the time that I've been interacting with people, I'm sure I've had one or two like creepy interactions with people, but it's not been my intention. Like it's just kind of maybe I didn't know any better, or I hadn't like really flexed my wings in that capacity yet. So like I think just growing up, like you have those moments. It's just it's not on the other person's responsibility to make those moments nice. Like if anything, it might be better that they're a little jarring. Like it should be jarring that like if you go up to somebody running, chasing after somebody or screaming, like that they deal with it in a very dramatic and like cut off way. Like so I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. It's
just all about boundaries, and like what's that called? Body language. Like if you're talking to someone and that person looks uncomfortable, like just be like, all right, we'll catch you later. There's no need to be weird about it or anything. And I know some people don't really know how to socialize, but at least for me, it just was happening so often that I just can't really afford to give anyone any slack anymore. So, and I know it's happened with a lot of other girls too.
Oh yeah.
So
I see it happen sometimes, and it puts me in a very weird spot as like the position that I have there, because it's like, so one side of me wants to go, okay, well, this could end bad or end poorly, so maybe I should step in and like cut this off here.
Right.
But then the other side of me is like, well, if I do that, that doesn't give either of these two people a chance to experience that and learn from it. Because like me intervening is not like a third party intervening in something like that. It's not going to happen every time. In fact, that's going to be rare, right? So like, there's a part of me that kind of goes, well, let me at least see this play its course. If it gets bad, then I step in, which is usually the route that I take. But it's I've seen some very funny stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. It's.
I mean, I've seen like just funny stuff in general. Like not even counting the creeps, like just some whack ass shit.
Yeah. I saw a guy. There was. I'm trying to make this without it pinpointing exactly who I'm talking about, but there's a guy and his girlfriend, and they brought their roommate who happened to be a girl.
Okay.
And they were sitting down playing some cards. Everybody's having a good time. Fourth dude shows up. Doesn't know these three. Never met them a day in his life. Comes up, sits immediately next to the roommate. Just like doesn't say anything. Just sits right next to them, and then starts like focusing in on their game.
Yeah.
Doesn't say, the important thing is that he has not said a word.
Yeah.
Hasn't introduced himself. Hasn't done anything. And then later, like they're playing, he's like, "Oh, well, you could have made this play." And then it's just like, buddy, like that's not.
Yeah,
that's not it.
Want that.
I get what you were trying to do, I guess there maybe, but like that kind of stuff is funny.
You want to know what the most awkward thing that's happened to me?
Let's hear it. I'm gonna have to censor every time, by the way.
Oh,
this is fine.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, but you edit it. Okay.
It's okay.
I had dumped this guy on Tinder.
Ooh.
Or not, like, he was from Tinder, and I was like, I don't want to date you. And it turns out he plays Magic there.
Great.
So
I
remember I was just like, I think I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! One night, and just from across the room, he just goes and just waves at me, and I'm like,
oh no!
I'm like, oh no!
That's when you see him get up, and then he starts walking over, and you're just like,
no, I kind of left. I was like, I'm gonna go outside and vape a little or something. Just I don't want to be here right now. Yeah, that was pretty awkward, but I haven't seen him since, so I don't know.
You've crushed him. That's what
I don't know. I guess I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he'll be okay. All right, I hope.
Yeah.
No, I guess I've seen situations like that where people's exes meet there, and I'm just like, how badly is this going to go?
It's because everyone goes there.
Yep, it is the watering pool.
It is the watering hole.
Watering hole. I don't know why I said pool. That's not a term. A watering hole for all of the geeks and nerdy people. Which,
yeah.
In one respect, I think is cool, but on another thing, it also makes me kind of sad because it's like, that's great. You guys have all this stuff in common. Cool. Good place for you to hang out. Love it. Also, you need to go out and experience other things because this is not. You spend way too much time here. You need to go do something else. Like
I know
it shows. Like I really, really need you to get out there, buddy. But,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of sad too because some people don't really have like either the resources or the means to, or maybe like the social like anxiety. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think that's fine though. Like something I guess I've kind of grown into as I've gotten older is just being okay with weird like interactions with people. Like I think once you get to the point where you're fine with making a fool of yourself sometimes, at least as long as you're learning from it.
Yeah.
You can almost have a lot of fun with it, honestly. Yeah. Like it's like you like I kind of almost go into it expecting this is probably going to be just a funny story. This is not going to end with me making friends or whatever. It's just going to be some weird interaction.
Yeah.
And if you go in with the mindset of that, it's just like, oh, okay, whatever happens, happens.
Right.
So, but sometimes people put expectation. I think I got it.
Is it this one or is this the second one?
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It's because I'm here.
No.
I should have showered.
Oh no. It's like, you ever seen those the animation like anime when someone like they have the little like it's the same little flies like they just fly around.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Oh man. So I guess now that you have explained to me that you're not like, an expert,
I still got stories.
I'm curious as to what the stories are.
All right.
Like what was the first, I guess, anime that you got? Was it Sailor Moon or like?
It was Sailor. So the first manga I read was Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Cardcaptors, right? I know.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Trust me, I fucking love that show. And then Sailor Moon was like right after I read that manga. I was in 3rd grade, I think.
Wow. Okay.
And I was in love. And I had this little friend at school.
Okay.
And mind you, this was Baptist school. Okay?
Oh, great.
And he was a boy.
All right.
But he was so gay. And his mom would get him every single fucking Sailor Moon toy, and I was so jealous.
Yeah. It's like, but I want that.
I'm like, yeah, why did you get that? Yeah, I know. At least I got to play with them. But I was in love with that anime. Huh. And then, of course, because it's Puerto Rico, you had like the concerned parents that thought that anime was from the devil. And it's crazy because my mom wouldn't let me like get into Pokemon for that reason. They thought that Pokemon,
like little devils.
I don't know. I don't understand the logic because Pokemon was not okay, but Yu-Gi-Oh was. So there is no logic to it.
I had the opposite when I was growing up.
Right?
They were you're summoning monsters? Like,
yeah.
It's just like, you're casting spells and magic? I was like, it's a piece of cardboard. Like,
so they were very scared of all of that. They were very scared of anime and like anything having to do with that, anime toys, everything was bad. Huh. And so to a certain extent I had to like keep my fandomness, I guess, like kind of incognito. Like but I still had like the VHSs and all that. The VHSs, man. Okay, Jesus. Like, remember the little box they slide out of?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that one was holographic. It had glitter on it. The
For
Sailor Moon?
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you still have that stuff?
I don't think so, okay. No. But anyway, a story that I wanted to really tell you.
Let's get into it.
So, there's an anime called Detective Conan. Mm-hmm. In Japanese, is Metante Conan.
Yep.
And in America, it was called Case Closed.
Right.
You know what?
I know the Case Closed, and I know about Detective Conan.
Okay. So that anime is like as old as I am, and it's still going.
It's about to finish, though, isn't it?
Is it?
I think I remember someone telling me that it's up there with Hajime no Ippo, but Hajime no Ippo is going to keep going, and Conan was coming to its close.
Thank God.
Yeah. That's what needs to happen with One Piece. But.
So that anime, I remember one day, I must have been like 19. I got really into Detective Conan. Okay.
I have not watched it. I have no. Like,
don't.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I love that anime. I will always love that anime, but it just doesn't end, and it's all filler.
That's a problem.
It's like 0.1% plot. No. 99% filler. So let me tell you, before I realized the trap that I was getting myself into, I was like watching every episode and I was like, oh hell yeah, the main protagonist is my husbando and this and that. I was so into it, right? And like I went through my first breakup and that was what carried me. I just watched Detective Conan until I felt better. Well, lo and behold, about a year after that, I ended up going to Japan.
Oh, really cool.
Okay. And I was like, I want to do all these things and I want to watch Conan on TV like a Japanese person. And I did it. It aired on Saturday morning and like I watched it and obviously there were no subs. Yeah. But it was a rerun, so I knew what was happening.
Okay, all right.
And then being there, I realized that there were so many Conan things in Japan. You know that the crime dog for the propaganda, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like
from
the old,
here or from in Japan?
No, here. You know, McGruff, the crime dog or whatever.
Yeah.
So Conan is that, but over there.
Oh.
They had like posters in the subway, like crime line or whatever, like report a crime.
But it's just
and it's just Conan in the poster.
So he's more of like a marketing,
So they did use him for marketing. And I remember that I was here. And someone asked me one time, what was your favorite anime? And I said Detective Conan. And they were like, well, that's the worst anime ever. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're not terribly wrong. Yeah. But no one messed with my Conan. Yeah. He's got like a sacred place in my heart. I remember I also got a little phone dangly thingy of him.
Like I know what
you're charm.
Yeah.
A phone charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a lot of stuff.
Huh.
A lot of stuff. I ended up buying a book too. I can't read it. But I bought like some of the like original manga in Japanese, and then I bought like an anniversary book that had like the whole history of the show and like just a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So I have a bunch of Conan merchandise, even though I've kind of like moved past it because at this point I was like, well, I guess it's never gonna end and the story's never gonna get. But I think what I'm gonna do is if it's actually going to end, I'm going to look for all the plot relevant episodes and just watch that list.
I'm sure when it ends, somebody will compile a list of that and you can sit down and watch it. That's kind of where I go with One Piece with people, and I'm just like, just wait. There's a lot of, like, to be fair, I'm sure there's probably not as much filler in that as there is in,
One Piece is nothing by comparison.
My brother got into Hajime no Ippo. Are you familiar with that? Like the boxing?
I'm not.
It's like the like. There's like the meme of the guy. I forget what it's called, but he's like literally doing like the dips. Like that's from that anime, and it's in at least I think the top 3 like longest running ones, and they're still pumping out episodes now. My brother was watching it and he was like, "This is dope," and I was like, "How many? You're on episode 7? What?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I'm not watching 700 something episodes, even though I'm the guy that's like, watch One Piece. It's great."
Yeah.
Like,
One Piece is great.
It is, but it's
long.
It's too long.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sure there's a condensed list somewhere where people are like, here are the main plot points. Watch these episodes. And
I dipped out at Water 7.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
I didn't even get to Annie's lobby, and that's when Nico joins. I know all the spoilers. It's fine.
Okay.
I know about Frankie and everyone, but I just...
To be fair, Water 7's a good place
it's the best.
Yeah. It's, after that's done, like, that's a good place to be like, hey, all right, cool, I got it.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm going to check out for a while and then maybe come back in a few years.
What's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime now that I am cultured and not Conan trash. My favorite anime now is Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill, okay.
Oh, it's so good. It's a work of art.
I mean, I was there. I watched it with you once with like when we grouped a whole bunch of people.
The soundtrack is amazing. The art is amazing. The style. It's just from the same people that made Gurren Lagann.
I definitely got those vibes.
Yeah, right?
Because I've seen snippets of Kill la Kill, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing all the way through.
Right.
But I've seen Gurren Lagann all the way through. So
yeah.
It's the exact same like, style and everything. Just a little bit more lewd, but I kind of like that too.
It is very lewd, but I don't think... Well, I mean, sometimes it's very fan servicey, but I think the lewdness plays a role in the like story.
Right. It's never just like...
Just porn.
Yeah. There's more to it.
Yeah, it's porn with a reason. And it can be very uncomfortable. There are some episodes that are like, I can't barely watch them because it's like, oof, that's really strong. What I'm watching right now.
There was definitely moments where we're at our mutual friend's place and everyone was watching it, and I was just like in my head, I was like, all right, so who we got here? We got myself, it's you, it's your boyfriend, we got Mike. I'm just like, I don't think I would ever watch anything like this with any of these people.
So, like, I don't know if you got that far. Spoiler alert for Kill la Kill.
Right.
There's like mother-daughter incest.
That, I mean, I'm not surprised that that's...
Yeah. Oof. It's very strong.
Interesting.
But I say it's my favorite. Trying to ignore those parts. Just because of like, it's so artsy. Yeah. I'm a sucker for artsy like films and shows and animes. And it's not bad. The story is really good. And it's got really interesting themes to think about. So
I think that's definitely one I need to sit down and watch.
You really should
carve out time to do that.
I think everyone should watch, unless it makes you uncomfortable. Then you don't have to watch it.
It's not. It's just one of those things that like they're even anime that I've seen, and as I'm watching, I'm just like, yeah, I'm watching this by myself. Like I'm not watching this with anyone else.
Right.
I think the one for me, I don't know what my favorite would be. Well, that's not true. I know what my favorite is. My favorite is Code Geass by far.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
It's a great anime.
Hands down. Like, in my opinion, it has everything that makes that genre good. Like, anime good. It has it all in there. Like, there's good, romantic stuff. There's good action. There's good. I don't know what you call like the Death Note-y thing where it's like drama, I guess.
Like suspense.
Yeah, like it does all of that stuff super well. If you like Gundams, they got that in there. You like supernatural stuff, they got that in there. It's got everything.
It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and they execute on it very well. So like I was always impressed with that one. But I think in terms of, I think that's like my number one overall. But I have like ones in each category, or at least in some categories.
Yeah.
Like I think in the feels category, I don't know if you've seen an anime called Angel Beats.
No, but I've heard of that.
Oh boy,
really?
That is some feels.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can summarize it without destroying the plot.
Okay.
But it's basically a bunch of kids have died early because they're kids, and they go to this like weird limbo purgatory, but they don't realize it yet. So they're just kind of there enjoying life until they realize that's where they are, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we were supposed to pass on a long time ago.
Yeah,
like we need to do that." So they start trying to like basically fulfill their whatever's holding them back from passing on. Oh boy, the ending of that thing is just, man. I wish I could tell you about it. If you have any interest in watching it, I won't. But like it's, man,
I do. I am very interested.
It's there's multiple moments where the same thing happens over and over and over, and it's so.
Am I gonna cry?
Yeah, you will.
Oh man.
I don't think I cried when I watched it, but I definitely it hit me hard.
Yeah.
Man. I was just like, oh, okay, like anime can do that too.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It's just because it's not a long anime either. Like you develop all these different characters and you kind of like get to know them, and you're like, oh, this is really cool. And
you get attached to them. There's
some really funny ones and stuff. It's great. And then the way that they execute them passing on is just so like it leaves you so empty. Like it's just I need you to watch this so I can talk to you.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
But yeah, it's that one was definitely the feels. Like Code Geass has a moment like that at the end, where I forget her name, but she's like crying as she thinks this guy's dead.
Yeah.
Which is, and like I don't know who the voice actor was for her, but good on you.
Spot on.
Yeah, that was some like shrilling cries that I was like, okay, like, but yeah, I like anime that either A makes me think or makes me feel something. Dragon Ball Z and all that kind of stuff, like those like shonen-esque stuff, they're cool. I enjoy them, but like they're more like just brain candy for me. Right. They're not like stuff that I would sink.
Well, I enjoy eye candy.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that no, you know what? If it has a bad plot but it looks good, I'll probably like it. I was gonna say the opposite, but I just thought of all the bad movies that I like just because they look great, and I'm like, can't be a hypocrite.
Like films?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like Speed Racer.
Oh no. That thing sucked.
Oh
it
yeah.
It looked great. I'll give you that. You're right. Stunning.
Well, it was the, what were they called? The Wachowskis.
Right.
And they gotta make it look good.
Yeah, that's kind of their whole thing.
So that one, Sucker Punch.
Have you seen anything I've ever said about Sucker Punch?
No.
Okay.
Do you hate it?
I hate it.
Okay.
So there's this is funny because this is like maybe the fourth time that movie's been brought up on here. Because it always, because especially if I'm talking to people about movies, somehow that movie gets brought up, and I feel like people either love it or they're like me and they hate it.
Well, but it looks good, right?
It looks great, but so my experience with Sucker Punch, I went to a huge theater. It was with me and my girlfriend at the time and another one of my friends. I bought all of our tickets, and I was like, "This movie looks dope.
It does.
We're gonna go watch it." I saw the trailers. I was like, "Cannot wait." Got to the theater. By the time that movie was done, I was like, "I can't get a refund." This movie, like, I was so angry.
You hated it that
I was
much?
just so angry because of the way, like, I guess things ended. I've talked about this a lot. Like people have talked to me about like different interpretations of it and everything, and I get it. My complaint is whenever a movie is supposed to have you kind of draw your own conclusions.
Yeah.
I want them to at least
give you something.
Give me some kind of structure and then leave it open. So that movie, I felt like it didn't do that.
So did you hate Inception?
I've not seen Inception.
Oh, don't watch it.
Okay, it's the same.
Because if that makes you angry, then
I've seen the ending of Inception.
Oh well, you ruined it.
Yeah. I just remember that. Yeah, I remember seeing the whole like. I saw like the
spinning top. The
spinning top and like some of the fight scenes with the man. It's been so long ago. I just remember there was a van. And there were some bad guys.
Yeah. Like, I know what scenes you mean.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and I know I didn't see the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, some movies that look good.
Yeah.
Animes that look good. I guess my standards aren't that high as high as I would like them to be. But
I don't think anything is wrong with liking these things.
I'm just a very artistic person. I just like creating beauty. That sounds so lame.
No, it's fine. There's nothing. This is gonna sound bad, but there's nothing lame, in my opinion, in terms of opinions. Things that they can be cringy, I guess, but that's part of the fun. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind cringy. Cringy is cool.
That means I'm cool.
That's okay. There you go. Perfectly fine.
Perfect.
Was there? I guess. Circling back to like cosplay and whatnot.
Yeah.
What was it that kind of made you go, oh, I'm into this stuff. I want to be like a cosplayer. I want to get into that.
So in 2009, I was still living in Puerto Rico, and I went to Puerto Rico Comic Con, and I was cosplaying. You've ever played Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
So Franziska on Karma.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was cosplaying as her, and I had bought my costume online, and it was so big on me. And my mom safety pinned it so much, man. And I just went to the con with safety pins holding my outfit in place, and I looked terrible, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
That I just kind of fell in love with it, and then when I realized that there were big cons in Florida, I just started MegaCon.
Sure.
When I learned about MegaCon, I just started going to MegaCon every year.
I guess to get a little nitpicky, what about it is fun? Because like there's a degree of it that I've heard, and there was a point in time where I shared this opinion of like, well, it's just year-long Halloween. Like,
well, it's a little more than that. I think.
Right. I think there's more to it that I've found over the years, but I am curious to know what parts of it are fun for you.
So for me, it was fun to not just craft, but learn new techniques while crafting. It was really fun to like create things that were really rewarding when I finished them. And the results were really rewarding because you'd like break your back and then people would be like, oh my God, I love your costume. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't, and that's kind of what killed it in the end for me. I didn't want my validation to come from other people anymore. Does that make sense?
I totally understand.
I was like, I don't want to be doing this much work just because I want compliments.
Because you can't depend on those.
Right.
Like you can bust your ass like making something and then
and I just wasn't doing it for me, I guess, but I did like the crafting. I loved like meeting other cosplayers. I think the friends are like the best thing,
like the community.
The community. I don't know, I enjoyed the rush of going to a con and just party basically. It's like a weekend long party. So it was a lot of things that I really liked about it, but in the end, it was just about like time and money and what my fuel behind it was, I guess.
Motivation.
At some point, it just became, like I said, really crowded, really for the wrong reasons, and that's just a personal journey that I have to, take to go back to it.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just like focusing on other things. I'm getting my financial situation together, and
that's something I think some people don't put enough importance in, I guess.
Yeah, cosplay costs a lot of money, and it was keeping me broke.
Yeah.
And I just figured if I get my life together and I'm not broke anymore, then I can spend money on cosplay again.
Yeah.
So,
but
the last one I did was a Chaco from My Hero, the Gravity Girl.
Oh.
Uraraka.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a holiday Matsuri like 2 years ago. Or actually, did I go as her for last Halloween?
I think you did Midoriya.
No.
No?
Isaac did Todoroki.
Right.
What did I go as for last Halloween?
What? I could have sworn there was a picture of Isaac as him, and he was. Oh, I've seen this picture. I don't know.
Really?
You've never done Midoriya?
No.
Never.
Mm-mm. No, I've only done Uraraka.
Why is that in my head?
I
don't know why that's stuck there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe, I'm just trying to remember what I dressed as for last Halloween. Dang.
Huh.
I must have been black. No, I'm joking. I wasn't. I'm lame.
I remember. I remember you coming into work because there was a day where everybody dressed up.
Oh, you know what? I remembered. I dress up with a Star Trek uniform.
Really?
Yeah, a Deep Space Nine uniform.
What?
For most party and at work, yeah. And then the year after that, I came to work as Uraraka.
Okay, I think maybe that's what I'm confusing, but
I was a Vulcan at most party.
I don't think I was there. I didn't go to that party.
Oh, okay.
No. I've only been there for the Christmas one.
Yeah. Well, I had a blue Deep Space Nine shirt because that's my favorite Star Trek series.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you into like sci-fi stuff?
I love sci-fi stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
But I've never seen Blade Runner because I am uncultured.
I have not seen Blade Runner.
Oh, so thank God.
Okay. it's fine. But like my I guess interest in sci-fi. We didn't have many channels as a kid, and that was one of the channels we had. So it was like that and history and discovery, and I would just sit down and watch all that shit.
Yeah,
and I got into that. So, but even saying that, I haven't paid too much attention to it now. It's not that I don't like it. Like I'm super hyped for Cyberpunk when that game comes out. Gonna buy that like day one.
Yeah.
But like, it's not something that like I go out of my way. Like, all right, what's the newest cool sci-fi thing that's going on?
No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I'm using this time to rediscover a lot of old things that I've never watched. You know, so I had seen part of the original series, and when Discovery came out, I watched Discovery. And so then I went back and I was like, okay, I finished Discovery. Then I finished all of the original series. And now I'm on Deep Space Nine, Season 4. And I still have the other shows to watch. But I'm going through all of Star Trek. And I think next I'm going to do Voyager, then Enterprise, then leave Next Generation for last.
Do you know Neil Baldwin?
Mm-mm.
He used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! At the shop. He's a good friend of mine, but that's his shit. Like,
really? Star Trek?
Super into that stuff, yeah.
We have some co-workers that are Trekkies, too.
I mean, I've heard that term before, but I've never heard anyone say it.
It's
like,
what they, it's what they call themselves.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I should get back into that. I don't know why.
I'm really big into Star Trek and into Star Wars.
I'm not. I know I've seen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like I know for a fact I've seen those movies. They're in my head. I cannot recall sitting down and watching 1 through 3. You
probably blocked that out.
My brain was smart enough to like, no.
Your brain was like, we need to forget. We need to get this out. Delete these memories. Make space.
You hate the original?
No, I don't.
No.
Oh God, everyone's gonna hate me because I always have really unpopular opinions.
I've literally sat here and screamed about how much I hated Sucker Punch for like an hour. You're fine.
So, you know what? This is why they hated me at the other podcast. They were like, get her out of here. She has shitty opinions. My favorite, because it was my first. When I was 12, I got into Star Wars.
Okay.
And my first movie was Episode 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that one, I just have a really soft spot for.
Wasn't that the one that's like very
the worst?
Yeah,
it's the worst.
like very much like politics and like there's like no like actual
no. That's when Anakin and Padme get together.
Oh, okay.
And he's like really cringy, and she's just trying to deal. You know. And I don't know. When I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, it's cute." You know, he's cute, and she's a princess or whatever. And I was like, "Oh shit!" But obviously, I don't know. The best one, Episode 5, of course, not my favorite, but it is objectively the best one.
That's what I hear. I've heard that opinion. See, your opinions are not that.
What?
Your opinions are not that out there. I've
Well,
heard that.
Yeah. I know
So,
it is the best one.
Yeah.
My favorite, probably Episode 3. It's the better one out of the first 3.
It's like that's like Phantom Menace and all that stuff. No,
That's when Anakin turns into Darth Vader.
Okay. This is so bad.
Revenge of
I'm
the
gonna
Sith.
get the hate now because like I'm just
No.
I have no idea what's going on in Star Wars.
No. You're fine. But yeah, so I like the prequels. They're just nostalgic. You know, I use that as an excuse. Hopefully, it justifies.
I don't think I've actually talked about that on here. I've done it on other people's podcasts, but my experience with Star Wars was the books, like all the little like mini novels that they made, and the video games. Like that was it for a long time.
The video games are so good. Even the Lego ones.
Yes, they're all good. I've never played the Lego.
The
ones.
Lego ones are fucking dope.
I've heard nothing but good things about them.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I remember playing them as a kid, and my little mind was blown. I was just laughing. Such happy memories. But yeah, and then Force Unleashed.
Those I love.
I remember playing that on my analog TV, and I couldn't see anything because the contrast was just like that game is just dark.
Yeah,
it's just pitch black.
You literally go into any cave and you're just like, all right.
Yeah, and you're just
hold
like,
down the stick forward,
guess I'm gonna swing my Wiimote until something happens.
Oh man, have you played that on the Wii?
Yeah,
that's rough.
Oh man,
I never played
I just had a Wii. I mean, I had like old school consoles, and then a Wii. I still have a Super Nintendo, and then a GameCube.
That's pretty cool.
I skipped the 64. I don't know why, but
like
I skipped
you missed
it.
out, but okay.
I did miss out. But it's okay.
Well, a lot of that stuff got remastered on the GameCube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's fine,
so I had the GameCube, and then I got the Wii. And I guess nobody that's a real gamer plays with Nintendo products. You know?
I think that's dumb. I have a Switch. I enjoy it. I had a Wii, and I had a Wii U. So
the Wii U was crazy. I was like, what?
I got what they were trying to do with it. I just think that the developers didn't.
Yeah.
And so the games were just kind of like half-assed, but hey, what are we gonna do? I guess I didn't think we'd get to this, but I'm now curious as to like what kind of games and stuff that you're into, like that you play.
My favorite game franchise of all the time is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Oh, okay. All right.
Those games, I love them so much.
I've only played a little bit of like whatever one was on Game Boy Advance. The first one that was on Game Boy Advance, because I think they had like 2.
Yeah, the rest were on DS.
Yeah.
So Phoenix Wright. Other games that I like RPGs. I like Life is Strange. I like Beyond Two Souls. I like The Last of Us.
Okay.
I love Detroit Become Human.
So you really like story? That game is really good.
That game is so good.
Yeah.
Yes. Stories. Bastion on Steam.
Yep.
So good.
Very cool ending.
Yes.
I thought that was dope.
Darkest Dungeon.
I've never. Is there ending to that? I thought it was just like a.
No, you just keep going.
Okay.
I mean, there's like an ending to the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone play
but the
through
game
the story.
still keeps going. Yeah, I played through the story. It's really fucking cool.
Huh.
Yeah, so as a kid I was mostly a handheld person. So I didn't have a lot of consoles, but literally I had every single handheld that came out, including the Game Boy Micro.
Yeah, I I've been wanting to find that thing for so long. Like every time I see it's the silver one too. Is the one I see all the time.
You could change the plates.
What?
Did you not know that?
No.
So it came with a little prong thing, and you just click like the face of it out and put a different one. Yeah.
I need to find this thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find it online somewhere.
We used to use it so we could play Advance Wars in math class. Because we had school uniforms, right? So we'd hide. It was like this size. It was that big. Oh. And then we would just slide it under the sleeve and like shake hands across the desk and just like slide it into the next
like a prison.
Yeah. Because we were playing Advance Wars, and I don't know if you ever played that game.
Oh,
but
I love that game.
Yeah, it's so good, and you take turns.
Yep. My brother and I played the crap out of that game. Like, love that game. That game and Fire Emblem. Top shelf like handheld games for me. I bought Fire Emblem for my Switch. I have not finished it yet, just because I haven't had the time to like sit down.
I know. Yeah.
I really should sit down. Justin always gets on me about like not finishing that game. He's like, it's so fucking good. But I should. That's really cool. I've never heard anyone else enjoy Advance Wars. Every time I bring up Advance Wars, people are like, I don't know what that is.
I know.
The game's so good.
It is so good. Actually, it was Advance Wars 2.
Yeah, they're both good. Yeah.
They're so good, I know.
I miss them. I think one of the developers made, or somebody from that team made a recent game on PC that's like that.
It's
PC? Like, it's like an Advance Wars game. I don't know what it's called. I gotta look it up.
Because there was one for DS.
To be fair, that is the reason why I have this here, so that I can look stuff up.
Oh,
so
nice.
Let's do that. It's add.
You let people see your tabs?
Yeah, I mean it's literally work.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just work. Working.
Yeah, don't leave the Pornhub one.
Oh yeah, that's in a incognito.
Oh, okay. Smart.
Oh man.
Yeah, Advanced Wars Black Hole Rising, I think it was.
That was the most recent one, right?
No, that was the second.
2, yeah. Advanced Wars PC.
Oh, Switch? Did it say Switch too?
Is there any new coming out on the Switch?
I don't know. What?
Wargroove.
That was on February 5.
I think that's the game.
Okay, I'm spending money when I get home.
I'm like 90%
Wargroove is a runaway train of turn-based tactical.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna crank it up.
And it looks that cool.
Splendor, but should it have spent longer in the station? Small. You can use the codex as a capture my interest, but occasionally you need to flee to safety or rescue villagers. This variety was welcome in the campaign, but did leave arcade mode feeling a little one-dimensional, as you only ever have one objective there, defeat 5 commanders in a row.
I wonder if they have.
You know what my strategy
in terms of near-perfect decision-making.
I always picked Blue Moon.
Some people thrive on
and I always picked, what's his name, Eagle?
Yep.
And so I would create 2 things. Bombers and Neo-tanks. And I would just like farm them. And then everyone was like, oh, Ness is not doing anything. And then they would try to come and attack me, and just like this massive swarm of Neo-tanks,
No,
and bombers like above, and I was just like... And then he had that thing where he used his special, and he could go again. He could like...
Just take 2 turns.
Yes.
Just
Over.
Oh, man. Now, I kind of want to get this. Do you have a Switch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're playing this on Switch.
Yes, we are. Man, you're gonna beat me. I'm not a strategist. Now you know my strategy.
You read yourself out. It's been too long for me to remember what my strategy even was, so you should be fine.
Well, it depends on the character you pick. Right?
That's true too. Yeah, I'm sure like they have completely different
abilities and stats and all that.
So, man. I think I actually got into this game before I got into Fire Emblem. This was the first like tile-based like strategy kind of thing that I played. And what was cool was the ability to just pass the same system around, because I would do that with my brother a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's really been a game. I guess Fire Emblem technically you could do that. I don't even know if they have like a multiplayer mode like that in the new one, so I haven't spent enough time with it. Did you just play did you play any like fighting games or anything? Did you ever get into that?
I would play Tekken at the arcade, actually.
Arcades.
Yeah. but just super casually. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
That I love.
also super casually. Did I play anything else? No.
Have been a Super Smash Brother kind of person, or
I have Brawl.
Yeah.
And I'm so. Every time I think about something, I'm like, damn, I'm so cringe. I like Meta Knight. You know what?
He's the best character in the game.
It is what it is.
Of course, like that's fine.
I was like, I'm a noob, and
Yeah.
he's easy to use. But maybe my lack of ability made up for his, like.
So not to get too technical, like,
Right.
but as far as Brawl was concerned, there's an unfortunate thing in that. Well, I don't say unfortunate. It makes sense as a theory of like a balance thing in terms of like priority,
Right.
and like what moves will beat other moves.
Mm-hmm.
All of his moves, all of them, every single last one of them have like some of the highest priority in the game.
Yeah.
So you're literally just like, yeah, I'm trying to hit you, and he's like, yeah, I don't care. I got the sword, or like I'm gonna spin around. Like,
Yeah, the little
like,
tornado.
it's just he's just a character that doesn't really care what your opponent's doing. You just implement your strategy, and
Right. I still lost.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not a fighting game person.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm a button masher.
Yeah, that's fair. My problem is I like fighting games. I think they're like the purest like form of games.
Yeah.
And that have like PvP stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Card games are cool. I enjoy them, but there's an element of random in
Right.
them. And so because there's that random thing, it's like, well, how much of this is skill? Fighting game, that's out the window. It's all skill. Like if you,
Right.
if you suck, you're gonna get exposed. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
The problem is, I don't put as much time into developing those skills that my brother does in every fighting game.
Right.
So when the only other person I have to play with has grinded the game for like days, and I come home after work, I'm like, yeah, let's play. And then he just infinite combos me in something. I'm just like,
I guess we're not playing.
guess we're not playing this game anymore. Like, we're good. Like, I don't have the time to like put into that. So, but I love fighting games. They're fun.
Really?
I enjoy playing them when I'm playing with people of the same skill. To a degree, I also enjoy playing them when I'm fighting up too.
Yeah.
Because there's a degree of like learning and like, oh my god, I didn't know I could do that. Like, which is fun, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that it's not annoying.
Of course.
Or discouraging to a degree.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's they're fun, but only in passing.
Right. That's what I played them for. It was
Yeah.
just for fun. It was usually at like when we went to the arcade or when we had like little slumber parties and stuff at home.
I still try to make it out to Dave and Buster's when I can.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a while.
I
but
haven't been there in years.
The problem is, so I used to be. I have this like arc of Dance Dance Revolution
Yes.
where I was trash. My brother was way better at it than I was, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna get better at this game. I don't want to think how much money I spent playing it during college, but I got really good.
But that's a great skill to have. I would have spent money too.
What I justified it in my brain was like, well, this is a workout, and like I'm
It
paying
is,
for like a thing.
yeah.
Like that was kind of what got me through
You
it.
probably paid as much as a gym membership.
I'm sure it was more. So like my back when I was in college, it was literally like, man, that reminded me of so many ridiculous things that happened at that arcade. I got accused of cheating on my girlfriend.
What?
Because there was a girl that she worked at the arcade, and she also was decent at DDR too, and like
Yeah.
we would play together.
Right.
And my girlfriend at the time
Lost it.
was not in. And I was like, "What do you want me to do? Like, I'm here. I'm playing this game that I like playing. She also wants to play it.
Right. You're not gonna be like,
Yeah,
no, don't
yeah,
step on that plate.
I'm not gonna be a dick." But it brought up a lot of funny things. But no, I would get out of class at like 2:30 roughly, and I'd be like,
Oh, is that our timer?
no,
Okay.
that is Bumble.
Oh. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it.
I mean, I don't care. We can. But it's just funny that is what went off. But no, I would get out of class and I would take her home
Mm-hmm.
if she didn't want to go to the arcade. Sometimes she would want to go and just hang out with like some of my friends that would go too.
Yeah.
But it was just I'd get there and I'd be there till it closed. Like I'd just sit there and play, and other people would want to get on, and sometimes I'd be nice enough to like be like, all right, cool, fine, I'll take a break.
Go ahead.
But other times I was just like, nah, I need to beat this song, and I would just play it over and over and over. I love that game, but I've definitely stopped playing it for a long time, and now every time I go back to it, it's been like weeks or months that I haven't played it.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't feel as good as I used to back then at it, but it's still super fun.
I had the pad at home.
I have a metal pad in there.
Yeah, a metal one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't have a metal one. I had the little like matte one. And it was for the Wii, so it wasn't even like real Dance Dance Revolution. It was like
the
knockoff.
Mario one?
No.
Okay.
It's just a generic knockoff. And it had like covers of songs by like people that nobody knows.
That's the best. Like Kids Bop, but
you know, yes, for DDR. I was really good at that song I Ran by A Flock of Seagulls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That song.
I
was so good at it. And I love that song now.
Man. I had to organize a day where all of our friends go out to
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's
for
or something.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that'd be super fun. I need that to happen now. Okay. I'm beyond that.
Yeah. Too bad they don't have Tekken 5.
That's something weird that I've noticed about like arcades now. Like fighting games are just not there.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore. Like,
I'd rather have fighting games than like the weird car driving ones.
Yes, I don't care. Like Mario Kart, I'll sit down and play that in arcade.
Yeah,
that's fun. But I don't need like I-22 racing. Like
I know.
Like I'm good. Like that's.
Yeah.
I don't need to like be on my ankle on
with
like
with the
trash like
like the fucking volume like super loud up here.
That drove
the
me nuts
bass.
when I was playing like DDR.
Yeah.
When a place that wouldn't crank up the volume of the machine, but cranked up the volume of everything around you, I'm just like, I can barely hear the song. Like, oh man. Saying this now, I feel like I'll do something on Friday. I was like, I'm gonna go Dave and Buster. I have no excuse not being still playing that game. There's literally a machine right across the street from here. There's a boba tea shop.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of like Japanese.
Then what are you doing?
I don't know. Like editing video, doing Muay Thai.
That's true.
Jiu-jitsu, I guess. But
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm super happy I got back into it.
Yeah. I tried it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you say try like that?
I don't...
It's like, I gave it an effort.
It's a lot of grappling.
Yeah.
And if I really try to grapple someone, it's likely that they'll just stand up and I'll just... Like, they'll stand up and I'll still be like, trying to, like holding on to them. They'll just walk away and I would just be like, no, no.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. The beautiful thing I love about jiu-jitsu is like anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
Really? You think so?
It does not matter. Like, I mean, obviously, like if you have like some physical disability, sure, you're
right.
in it. But like if you got all your limbs and you got all your fingers, anybody can do it. It doesn't matter like how long your arms are. I was literally training the other was that yesterday? Tuesday? Yep. Literally yesterday. And one of the coaches, short guy. He's in way better shape than I am, but like super short dude, short, like he doesn't have nearly as much reach as I do. And like we were just rolling and I was like, I can't beat this guy. There's no like he's just better trained than me. Like but there's something beautiful about that too.
Right.
It's like I could get to that point too. It just will take practice, like any other sport.
Of course.
So.
I've never been great at sports to begin with. Even since I was a kid, I wanted so bad to be good at volleyball because my dad loves volleyball, and I was like, I wanted to please him. I was so bad they put me in a little kids league.
Oh no!
And then the little kids would roast me because I would hit the ball too hard.
Oh my god!
And they'd be like, "We can't hit that. Why are you doing that?" And I'm just like,
"It's like I have real
have
adult muscles. I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah, I did Aikido for a little bit, and I was actually good at that one. But that's just it's small joint manipulation. It's not really like
Aikido.
A lot of
Aikido
bodily.
Is like the sword stuff, or am I?
No, it's all in wrist locks, joint locks.
Oh, okay. I've seen.
Yeah, you don't go to the ground for anything
That's
really.
it.
It's all like, just like twisting their shoulder and all that shit. And I was good at that, but I ended up dropping out of it for like boyfriend reasons.
Oh.
And it's regrettable because I wish I was still doing it.
Yeah.
But going back to it now is like, I mean, when I did it, I was 19.
Yeah.
Now I'm 28.
Do it again.
Oof.
Do it again. I'm about to be 30 at the end of this year, right? I started doing Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu when I was 24 and stopped. I'm getting back into it now. Like it's fine. Like
Really?
Yeah, like there's parts of it that like the first day I went in and actually had a full day of like training. I messed up my foot. I hurt it. I kicked the heavy bag like stupidly, honestly, and I didn't have like shin guards on or anything like that, which is dumb on my part. And I really messed up my foot. But like in my head, I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's to be expected, right? Like
Right.
I'm older. Normally I know if that happened to me when I was 23 or 24, like I'd been fine. Like I would have literally got back into the gym the next day. But I took a couple of days out, and then I came back the next Monday, or it literally was like a Tuesday. Yeah, it was a Tuesday into the following Monday. So I took like almost a week off. Came back in Monday, right back into it. Like my foot feels a lot better now. Like I know, like if anything, I know how I'm supposed to throw that kick now, and I can do it better. So like it's fun. If it's something that you enjoy, I think you should do it.
I did enjoy it when I did it a lot.
Great.
That's when I went to Japan too.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, I tried a little bit of jiu-jitsu. And I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I feel like the march.
Sure.
I also have tried Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But out of everything that I've tried, Aikido was the one I loved the most.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure there's some gyms around here.
Yeah, and it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't like. So I was competitive with cosplay, and I, left it because of that reason. I am not a naturally competitive person.
I would have picked you as a more competitive person.
I'm glad I give off that vibe, but I'm not. And Aikido is not competitive.
Yeah, it's
or at least the branch of Aikido that I was taking was not competitive. So
it's interesting because you would think most martial arts. I guess there's some self-defense arts that are really not competitive.
No, it's just,
and I imagine that.
And Aikido is like, it's not a lot of offense; it's a lot of defense.
Okay, that makes
what
a lot
I mean.
Sense. Yeah.
So I just felt like it matched better with my personality. Not to say that I'm not like angry and confrontational, because sometimes I am.
Yeah.
But
sometimes you need to be.
Right, but I just don't want to be breaking my limbs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I do wonder. There was a moment this past Tuesday. I was rolling with a partner, and we were working on arm bars, and there was a moment where his leg trapped my arm or trapped my
wrist,
my hand underneath his leg, and he had this arm extended. So in my head, I was just like, I can't tap. So there was a moment where I was just like literally like holding him back, trying to free my hand until I could finally like get on top. I was like, that would be really bad.
I would have started screaming. Like, stop!
I'm sure most people would have stopped there too, but like it was a very quick moment. It was just like,
it's my
I immediately realized that I couldn't do it, and I was just like, tapping on myself doesn't do anything. He can't feel that. Like, oh no, like, this is bad. It's like that little Simpsons kid. Like, I'm in danger.
Yes.
Like, I just want beer if you want beer. All right. Well,
I think I'm good.
That's probably
yeah. I still have to drive.
That's true.
That's why.
I feel like I forgot something, and which is why a lot of people have told me, "Hey Joe, you should write this stuff down." But I also don't really like for there to be like structure. Like I want it to just be like a fluid conversation.
Yeah. Do you think we've achieved that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. We bounced around enough for it to be that. I don't know. Have you I guess I want to know a bit more about the thing you mentioned at the very beginning, like the store or what was the thing that you said that you run?
A Depop shop.
Depop. So what is that?
Oh, so Depop is kind of like Poshmark. It's an app where you can sell like your lightly used clothes or like accessories,
Okay.
purses, shoes, all that stuff.
That's cool.
And what I do is I go thrifting and I find really good stuff for really cheap.
Right.
And I fix it, restore it, do whatever, and then resell it on Depop.
That's pretty cool.
And like I researched a lot into it before I started it, and then I started it last week. And I'm very proud of how like nice it looks. The app interface is a lot like Instagram. So you also get like followers and stuff, and it's very like photo centric.
Yeah.
So the nicer shots you take, the better your chances are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I didn't like Instagram as much because I felt like people were just in there to be nosy and there was no way to profit from it.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like you're still taking photos and going shopping and taking, you know, and I think it's really fun. And it's a lot of pressure because Isaac has hella side hustles.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really got to find something that I am
yeah.
passionate about. And I came across that and I really like it because normally when I want to take a side thing, I just feel too overwhelmed and I'm like, I don't know where to start.
I get that.
And I'm not very confident in it. But in this, I'm like, I know what looks good. I know how to shop. So that's what I got going on right now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Not to sound like a broken record, I feel like I'm YouTube's best spokesman. But like, have you thought of like foraying that into like maybe like a channel or like some way to like display this kind of stuff?
So yes. So 2 things.
Okay.
I don't think I have the charisma to be a YouTuber. I don't have
you're
stage
wrong. I
presence.
think you're wrong, but go ahead.
Really?
Yep.
Because I've been.
I think you
All
can.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that and I also don't want clout.
Okay. I mean, so there's a degree of like, there's a way to do it without seeing.
I don't want anyone to blackmail me ever. That's really all I'm afraid of.
So I love there's channels that I've been following recently that the guys that run them, they're so clearly just doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
And I love that. There's a guy, his name is Ryan is Driving. He's an Uber driver, but he records all of his like passengers and his trips.
Right.
And like the funny ones and all the really cool conversations he has, he posts on YouTube. And that's it.
That's amazing.
It's so good.
That's genius.
It's so good.
The guy has 2 side hustles.
Yeah, like it's crazy, right? Like
yeah.
And what's funny is like he had one video where a lady tried to basically get a thing for free, and then she was like, I'm gonna call the cops and say you like sexually harassed me and all this shit. He's like, I record all of the trips.
Oh
like they're right here. So he uploaded that one. That one went viral, and then his whole channel blew up.
Wow.
Which is both sad and cool because that one like confrontational thing, that's like one out of like thousands of videos he has that are just super chill and really cool. There's him, and then there's another guy who he clearly does not care about like clout or anything like that because his names are different everywhere. Like his YouTube channel is like Penguin Z0 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he has like a Twitch account that's like Moist Critical. Like they're all different, but he's huge. So his whole thing was he was everything that he made from that for a long period of time. He just donated it all towards like this animal shelter like charity, and then after it got to a big point where he could do it for a living, he took a portion of it for himself, but he still does that now.
Right.
But I don't think that making YouTube or making media somewhere is I don't think it necessarily always has to be for clout. I think that comes with it, and just like if what you're making is
that's
good,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want
You don't want that at all?
I don't want clout.
That's cool though.
I'm scared.
You scared? You never want some person to just be walking around the street and just be like, oh, I know you. Like,
creeps.
Yeah.
God, no, I just
That's fair. No, I get it. No, I totally understand.
And I don't want people to be like, I know what you did in the 3rd grade.
Yeah. You've got some skeletons that you're not trying to get.
I don't want none of that.
That's fair. I'm sure. I guess there's stuff that people could do like that with me, but like I don't know. I'm more comfortable with it, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure there's that just reminded me. I had an ex from high school, like senior junior year in high school. We had probably what I think to this day is the weirdest breakup. I don't think I've told this story here before, and I want to make sure I don't tell anyone's names
I'm
either.
honored.
Oh, it's good. So she and I dated for like 3 years. 3 years, I would say. Only to I gotta back up. So she lived with her biological mother and her stepdad for those years.
Mm.
At the end of those years, her biological mother and her stepdad, I guess, broke up, divorced, whatever, and her biological dad somehow crept back in there.
Okay.
Which, cool, that's fine, no problem. However, she was white, and her biological dad was very racist. So she basically was forced to make the decision of like staying with me or getting her biological dad back.
Sad.
And it's really sad, but in hindsight now it's very funny because there was I received a message on Facebook of all the places, which is why I should probably make it a private account instead of making it public. Actually, no, I think I do have everything. I have all the information private, but I think the account is still public. She messaged me and was like, "Hey, your family house that I used to live in that city was on sale, and she was trying to buy it." And in my head, I was just like,
"Why?
Why would you think to miss? Like, why would you think I'm like, oh yeah, you? That's what I want to like get the sale to." Like,
of course,
it was just so funny to me. But that you saying that reminded me of that whole debacle, I guess. Man, what a weird.
Out of all houses.
Yeah. It was very interesting, but I mean, that's how things are in South Carolina. South Carolina
is wild.
Yeah.
I once drove there to see this girl that I really liked, and then she dumped me for a guy. So longest booty call, I guess.
Yeah. You drove there from Florida?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I drove from Florida. Because when I did Aikido, I used to also go to South Carolina to practice. Because they had, like, the main dojo was there.
That's so far.
And I would drive on Thursdays, my man. We, like me and my friend, or my friend and I should say, we used to drive up to Charleston.
Yep.
Every Thursday. Just drive up there. And then come back Friday night. I wasn't working back then.
There's no way you could be with that drive. There's no way. That's crazy.
We would sleep. Oh my God, it was wild. We would sleep in the dojo. There's no showers.
Oh,
okay.
That's terrible.
We'd do the karate class, and then we'd do the Aikido class. Then we would go eat at this place called Manny's.
Yep.
And they had
a chain up there.
Yes, they had the best fried calamari.
I never had that from there.
So
I've
good.
had other stuff from there.
So we would have it, and like then we'd get back to the dojo, sleep in the dojo, wake up, take a shower at the sensei's home, and then just head back down the floor. And so when I met this girl, I was like, easy. I've made that drive before. Yeah. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And then it was heartbreaking. So there's that.
That's so... I don't know. I've often thought about the validity of like long distance relationships with people.
They're not great.
Yeah, but I think that there's a certain type of person that it's for, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't discourage people from doing it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I guess my opinion on that might have changed because I've put more effort into keeping connections with older friends now than I did back then. But back then I used to be like, how does anyone do this? This is impossible.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think if there's a light at the end of the tunnel where one of you is going to move to where the other is soon, that makes it more bearable. But as far as like relationships that are just long distance, I don't know how people
That
do
seems
it
brutal.
either.
Like I don't.
It is brutal.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that with an indefinite long distance thing where I only see a person for like X month, like 2 months out of the year or something like that at a time.
I agree.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I ended up talking about that story, but that's kind of the.
Here we are.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much time you have.
Oh, I don't know what time
It's 8:52.
Oh, okay. That's not terrible.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. One of my friends just got married.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. I really should turn all this stuff off. Like
Okay.
when I start, so that I don't get distracted by this thing.
Oh no, you're good.
Like Bumble of all things. Have you? Well, you said you've used like Tinder and stuff before. So like, this will probably be the last question to ask you because I want to be respectful of your time. I know you have to work pretty early in the morning. How is that journey for you? Like how? Because I know how mine was, and I know how mine is. I guess because it's still currently going on. But like, I feel like it's so different
for women.
Yeah, like, but I've never talked to anybody about that. I guess.
Yeah, I've talked to guys about Tinder, and what I hear from guys is no one will talk to you unless they're a bot. That's like usually, women.
Yeah, it's for every I'd say 10 bots, there's one actual person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's part of the reason why I don't use Tinder.
So that wasn't my experience at all.
It's like no. There were many a men.
So I was kind of picky with like the people I picked, but everyone I swiped left on. That's the right one, right? Like you swipe left. No. Okay,
I think it's right.
Okay.
Right is
right.
I
okay.
guess. And then left
okay.
is
so like all the people that I swiped right on, like I'd say like 9 out of 10 would message me back, or that's 8 out of 10.
That's insane.
And then from then I would just filter it through conversations, and then when it was like 1 or 2 people, then I'd go on dates with them. Because by then you kind of have a feel for whether they're creepy or not.
Yeah, you have a vibe, a general vibe from them.
Yeah. So.
I mean,
I met cool people through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have.
Oh.
Most of the people I've met have been they're nice people. There's nothing necessarily wrong with them. They're just not.
Yeah.
They're not the type of people that I would want to spend time with. You know, like
right.
It's just they have their own thing going on. They have their own like frame of life, I guess, and that doesn't really line up with mine. So, and that's fine. But I do try to make it a point to not just like go after women that are in the same, I don't know, life perspective as me, because like I think that's
you want to branch out.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. I think you want to meet as vast of different type of person as possible, but it's one of those things that as a guy you just assume that what you said is how that is for you guys, but or for you girls is that, but
now
it's funny.
Another thing is I had it set to men and women, and I never got any women on my phone. It would never show me women, and I wanted.
So I think it's probably because there's just so many more men.
That could be it.
I think that the ratio is insanely drastically high for men.
Shoot, might as well be Grindr, right?
I had a friend of mine make a Grindr. I don't know if I'll call him. I worked with him. He was a good work friend, I should say. He made a Grindr account for me just for shits and giggles. Instant. Like it's very interesting to compare those two dynamics.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be frustrated if it was all bots. I don't know how you guys do it. I guess you don't. I guess you're on Bumble.
Yeah. I mean, the other ones are better, but they're not perfect either.
Right.
Like they have their own issues. Like Bumble is almost more of like a mobile game than it is anything else.
Right.
It's just like you do a bunch of stuff, and then if you get you get a gold coin, then great. Like
so let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you like set up dates and you go on dates like through Bumble,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever feel like I know what we're here for and now it's kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like there's only either this works or it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you're kind of looking for a relationship, I
Sure.
guess. But like that pressure of I'm looking for a relationship, doesn't that kind of make you like, because I don't know, I felt like when I went out on dates with guys, I'd be like, I mean, I know what they want, so I'm kind of bored. I kind of wanted to find someone outside of Tinder because.
So let me, I guess, before I answer that, a clarification. Is it that you know that they were just there for sex, or if they were there just for a relationship?
So I felt like we were both there with the purpose of trying to see if we could like go out and have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And just the pressure of that would kind of turn me off from the person, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's just a weird thing for me.
So,
but I never really got anyone who like pressured me into sex.
That's
luckily.
Good. That's very lucky.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that's very common. And I guess also some of that is setting the precedence in texting, like over
over messages and stuff.
Yeah. I never really think about that, because in my head, the whole purpose and the whole reason that I'm talking to this person, unless they otherwise stated like, hey, I'm just looking for friends or stuff like that.
Right.
The whole reason why we're even entertaining this conversation is that we're both looking for a relationship.
Right.
So I go in with the mindset of like, okay, well, this person's feeling me out, I'm feeling that person out. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm expecting to have.
Yeah.
So I don't really, that doesn't really dampen things for me. I also have a rule that if I'm going somewhere with another person that I'm interested in, I'm going to do something that I also enjoy.
Okay.
So that like, I'm not, the sole reason of me doing that is not so that, so say for instance, I go somewhere with somebody to do something that I know I'm not going to enjoy, and this like the interaction between me and that person suck.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a bad time. That
of
sucks.
Course.
Like that's going to be bad for me. But if I'm going and doing something that I know I'm going to like enjoy, or I'm going to experience something that's going to be cool for me,
right?
Regardless of whether or not things go poorly or great with the other person, I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
So like that's my mindset is like, if I'm going somewhere, we're going to go do something. Hopefully, it's fun for both of us, and we get to learn about each other. Like that's the vibe I hope that I give off. But no, I guess I've never really thought too much into the pressure of the relationship aspect.
Yeah.
It's more so of just like, I know the mindset was like, all right, you're here for that too? Cool. Like,
I think in my mind, just really like relationships are more passionate and more like spicy when you're not expecting it, in my opinion.
Yeah. No,
and
I
felt like going out with people just to see if something would happen was kind of like boring. I don't know. That probably sounds bad.
No, I get it. Like I think that I probably would have been in that mind frame when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now that I'm a bit older, it's more of like,
we're almost the same age, too.
Are we? What?
I'm 28.
Oh, I thought you were way younger than that.
Thank you.
Okay. You know what? I think you told me that a long time ago.
Yeah, I think
I think you did. And now you're saying that it's coming back to me.
I'm turning 29 this year.
Oh, it's great. Let me tell you.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a great feeling.
It's okay. My 20s were hell, so it can't get any worse than what it already did.
I don't know. The way I look at it is all the bad things that have happened throughout my 20s. Like, if the end result is where I'm at right now, I'm happy with it.
Of course, but it doesn't make them any better.
No. The things don't become better, but like,
we're happy now, and that's what matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So. Oh man, I've been told that I let these things go on for longer than I should. So
you're the owner. It's your.
Yeah. So there's the mindset of like, I'll sit down and listen to a podcast that's like 5 hours long. I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Like I'm working out, listen to a podcast. Usually super long. But in interest of people's attention span,
Right,
I
of
should
course.
keep it closer to 2. But yeah, that's my terrible way of saying thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
But yeah, I have other stuff that I'd like to do on the channel that would involve you. I think I've talked to you about it before. With the like, which is funny now that he came on and was like, oh, I'm not that in anime. But the immediate thing I thought was like, oh, well, I want to have you on this anime thing.
Was it the hair? Did you think I was good at anime because of my hair?
No, I think it was probably the cosplay. I think that's what like.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, like I think it was the cosplay because every other person I've met that like is super into cosplay has also been super into anime.
Surprisingly, I think my only real anime cosplay was Yugi. Because Franziska is not anime.
I gotta find this.
I did
Midoriya
Constance
thing.
from Haunted Mansion, that's
Yeah.
not anime. I did the Onceler, that's not anime. I did, what was the other one? I mean, yeah, the only ones I've done that are anime are Uraraka and Yugi, or Yami Yugi.
I'm really upset that I have this image of you in my head.
Wait, do you have, pull up my Instagram?
That's what I'm trying to find right now.
Here, I got
Because
you.
it's just killing me. I was just
I'll
like,
pull it up
how
for you.
the fuck? Because
Let's see.
you know what it might have been? It might have been you posted a picture on Instagram of some other girl and some other guy, and in my head, it just
You
I
know
connected
what?
the 2
I'll pull it up because you're not following me. So
What?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's fix that.
Let's fix that.
All right, we did that.
Okay.
I could have sworn that I was wrong. Now I'm upset. Oh, okay. Hold on.
You know what?
I want it to be known. I am following you. I'm following that account.
Oh yeah, you're
Not-
following my
yeah,
main
yeah,
account.
yeah.
Okay, so no, I guess you were right because so I did Weevil Underwood from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's anime. I did
Okay.
Yugi, that's anime. I did Uraraka, and then that's. Oh yeah, no, I guess I do have some more. I did
Man.
do a casual, like I put on a Deku wig and took a picture, but I didn't really cosplay as him, like that one.
Where do you have a picture of Isaac on there with? Oh no, that's not it. Man, it's so frustrating. You know how like if you have like this image in your
Right.
head and it's just like no, that's not true.
I think you're just thinking of something else.
Maybe.
But thank you for having me. I
Yeah.
feel like I keep roping you in, and I don't
you're
mean
fine.
to.
It's fine. This has been great. Regardless of your opinion on your knowledge of anime, I do still want you on the anime
Yes.
episode. So I am toying with the idea of maybe me not being sat in one of these 4 chairs and just kind of orchestrating it.
Okay.
But I fear that might be a little jarring for my audience because I'm in every video that's
Right,
on my
right.
channel. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Mostly because there are a bunch of people I want to have on now. Like
Right.
between is you, Sam, Mark, and
Sam Staker.
Boylston.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna be upset that it's taking me this long to remember Gabe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gabe, for sure.
So I want to get everybody on, and I only have so many microphones.
Well, hopefully we spoke of anime enough to satiate
Yes,
the people.
they'll be fine.
Okay,
they'll be
good.
all right. Thanks again.
Thank you.